Hello everybody, welcome back to more Premier Cup battles. Today's video, I have 5 battles against AnaDactyl. I don't know if you know AnaDactyl, but she's involved in the PvP community. You might know her from Twitter or Discord or something, so jumping into game 1 here. A terrible lead, Dragonite into Togekiss, so right away I switch out. And I'm like, okay, I don't actually have a Togekiss counter, so as soon as she switches, it's over. Luckily, she switches into a Tyranitar, and this Tyranitar has Bite. So if it had a rock type quick move, I guess it would be GG's for us here. But even still, I don't know how I'm going to take out this Togekiss, you know? So right away I shield here because we have a lot of energy on our Togekiss. And we will feign it down with this charm right here, so at least we know what's coming in next, right? So she comes back in here with her Togekiss, and I'm like, okay, Ancient Power. I'm hoping to get the 2 Ancient Powers, but it's not looking likely, and unfortunately, we don't have anything to beat this Togekiss. So we get a shield at the very least. I'm like, please, give me the buff, give me something. It's not to be though, and we don't get to the Ancient Power, so in my head I'm like, okay, this one's pretty much a wrap already, you know? Not looking good for us. So thanks Anna for the battles. She said it was her first time looking at this meta, and that's pretty cool. So she has me well beat here in this first one. We do 5 battles. These aren't sped up, simply because it's only like 13 minutes long and there's 5 battles. So right here she makes a switch into a Machamp, and I'm like, okay, that gives us a bit of a lifeline. And this Machamp is ahead on energy, so the Rock Slide comes in on this Dragonite, and it's not looking good. We can't afford to shield just yet, so my plan here is to try to get a shield from this Machamp, but it's not looking likely. I know I personally wouldn't shield, so I overfarm just a bit and go for this Dragon Claw here. And I'm like, the only way we can win possibly is if we get this shield, but unfortunately it doesn't come up. So this Machamp goes down, and this Togekiss with a shield just beats my whole team. So it's going to be a GG here in game 1. Of course I play it out, and I'm thinking maybe I could have went for a cross chop and then tried, but I don't think either way it would have worked out. Probably too far behind on energy, so the shield comes up here and 1 or 2 charms, and that's us gone. So yeah, not off to a good start, but there is 5 battles, so let's see what we can do. Now, I'm playing these battles out for practice and to see who needs a second move or who needs a move change and stuff like that. The Premier Cup isn't for another couple of weeks, so I've got plenty of time to work on it now. Here I think I clicked maybe one of the wrong Pokemon or something like that, but I'll leave it to Machamp because I definitely don't want that involved with the Togekiss, and I know she's not going to leave with the Togekiss, so go with the Magnezone and then the Togekiss of her own. So Anna is part of Team Regicide, if I'm not mistaken, where she's involved with them on Discord or something like that. So they're pretty tough, and I'm sure she's learning a lot every day. So we get a Machamp into a Metagross here, and I'm like, okay, as long as this thing doesn't have like a Psychic type quick move, we should be okay. And it has Bullet Punch, so that's great for us. We're free to just cross chop this thing. We don't need to like bluff or to over farm or anything like that. We can just go straight cross chop. And I think we take a couple of shields here. We do, we take the first shield, so I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm expecting a Meteor Mash about now, but obviously this Metagross might not have Meteor Mash or something like that. I know as well it's not level 40, so I don't know how that impacts this matchup, but we go for another cross chop and we get another shield, so right now it's looking good. These Bullet Punches do an awful lot, but so do these counters. Look at this for a switch, wow, straight on the cross chop. She makes a switch into a Togekiss, so in my head I'm like, okay, Metagross could be a problem because I don't have anything that hard counters Metagross, and it does have a lot of energy, but we are up a couple of shields, so I'm like, great. Here, you could go for the Wild Charge. I went for the Flash Cannon because I didn't want to get the debuff on my already squishy Magnezone, so I go for the Flash Cannon here, and obviously this will KO. I'm pretty sure the Wild Charge would KO as well, but again, as I said, I don't want that debuff, so see what comes in here. I'm hoping for the Metagross to come back in, but it isn't to be, so okay, I'm like, yeah, shields down, I'll go for this Wild Charge. This is actually good that we're getting a debuff, maybe because it'll stop us from getting farmed, but it's not by much either way, so that Wild Charge does a ton, and then I'm like, great, we're looking pretty good here, so I need to bring in this Togekiss because I don't want to get even a Rock Slide come in and waste the shield. So in comes this Metagross. I don't know what I was thinking here. For some reason I was so used to like the Flash Cannon from her Registeel, and I'm like, yeah, I can survive a bit. You really can't, so that takes our Togekiss out of the game, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope this Machamp has enough health. It doesn't have any energy, so I'm like, okay, at least we have 2 shields. So if this Machamp had less health, or if the Metagross was level 40, we probably wouldn't win this one. But because we have a head start here on, yeah, we're going to take this game too. So GG's there in game 2, another close battle. In this battle, I'm not too sure who I'd go with. I'm looking around and I'm, thinking who's good. So I actually changed here. I used the Electivire in the lead because I thought it had a second move, and I was interested to see how it performs, but it only has 1 move, as you'll see in a sec. I'm looking around here. I don't have too many maxed out Pokemon that aren't legendary, so I'll go with the Rhyperior, and as well as that I take the Metagross. So kind of weak to Machamp here in the back, but I'm just hoping we can avoid it. So yeah, Anna's a very skilled battler, as I said. She beat me in a Sorcerer's Cup, I think, that she went on to win not too long ago. So definitely tough. So we catch a Tyranitar lead, and I noticed Tyranitar has bites, so it's not a bad matchup. Tyranitar isn't the best for generating energy. I think the rock type quick move that it learns is probably better. So I only realized now at this point that we don't have 2 moves on this Electivire, so I was like, damn, okay, just gonna go straight for Thunder Punch, Thunder Punch, Thunder Punch. Maybe if you had like Ice Punch and Wild Charge or something like that, it would be a better match, but yeah, we get to these Thunder Punches quite quickly, and they are doing neutral damage, but they don't do an awful lot to this Tyranitar. And I think a shield comes up here. It does, so in my head I'm like, how does this go now? We get to 1 more, I'm pretty sure, so I'm okay with matching the shields here because I don't have anything that actually beats Tyranitar bad, maybe if I had like Mud Slap on my Rhyperior or something like that. I know we have Bullet Punch on the Metagross, but Tyranitar is running with Crunch Bite, so that isn't good for us. So we get it onto red health at least, that's okay. And we're free to come in here and charge up some energy on this Rhyperior. So I know that the Machamp is probably going to come in next, which is why I'm trying to get a head start and try to get to a Rock Wrecker. Now, I will be getting a second move on this Rhyperior. I might run with Surf because it's quick. We'll have to find out, I guess, wait and see. So, we get to this Rock Wrecker. I'm sure Shield will not come up. Even though this Machamp is kind of squishy, it is not squishy enough. So, not very effective. Takes it down to about half health. And then I noticed in the last matchup that the Bullet Punches did quite a bit. So, I'm like, okay, I wasn't counting, so this could have been a cross chop, but I assumed it was a dynamic punch for some reason, so I shielded last second. You'll see it there. I was kind of like, But yeah, so now we're free to farm this thing down, and I was expecting her to have the Togekiss in the back because of how well it performed in the first couple of battles. So yeah, we go. If this Metagross had Meteor Mash, this would be over, but unfortunately mine only has Psychic. I was thinking of using an Elite TM on it, but we'll have to see because they're pretty precious. So we take the shield here. And I know we can get to another Psychic right away. Now this won't KO because Togekiss is quite bulky, but it will do enough. And I'm kind of hoping for a defense drop or something like that, but either way, not in a bad spot here. These Bullet Punches do quite a bit. So yeah, that's going to be 2-1 to us, I think. Starting off bad, we lost the first one. Here I'm trying to use Swampert. Now I realize my Swampert is not maxed out and it doesn't have a second move. Oh, it has a second move, okay, but it has Earthquake. Now, I would want to change that to Sludge Wave, maybe. So in my head, I'm like, I can't really switch, because if I switch in my own Dragonite, it's not exactly a great matchup, and she's free to swap in the Togekiss. And if I bring in the Magnezone, probably have to face the Machamp. So the best thing for me to do here is stay in. And I notice she doesn't have Dragon Breath on the Dragonite. Now, obviously, she hasn't practiced this cup too much, so we're not actually in a terrible position here. Now, my Swampert isn't maxed out either, and I don't know what the IVs are like, but right here I'm like, okay, I can definitely get to another Hydro Cannon, even if it's a Dragon Claw. And it doesn't turn out to be a Dragon Claw, it's actually a Draco Meteor, which is very good, because we can block this and outpace it to the Hydro Cannons. Now, you see me building up here for 2 Hydro Cannons, and this Dragonite's attack has dropped by 2 stages or something, so yeah, again, we're not in a terrible position. At this point, I think I realized it doesn't have Dragon Breath. Now, you see me tapping the second Hydro Cannon here, but unfortunately Dragonite goes through with the move. So now at this point, I'm okay with letting it go down. If it had Dragon Claw, it'd probably be in a worse position, but this twice debuffed Dragonite that doesn't have Dragon Breath. So we just come in here and clean up. And in comes the Togekiss, I'm pretty sure. That's what I'd be bringing in if I had it. Yeah, so right here, I'm kind of hoping she thinks I have like Hurricane or something, but I figure it's not even worth risking. So I just make the switch and trying to build up on energy as best possible because I know this guy is in the back, the Machamp. So here my plan is to go for back-to-back wild charges. Now I think she's one counter away from a charge move, but a Rock Slide I don't think is worth your while. I think it would be best to just farm down here, doing super effective damage. So we get the shield, and we get to a second wild charge, which is good. Now this will do a ton of damage. Probably puts the Machamp in red health. And yeah, I think we're up a shield perhaps. So I'm like, okay, I could probably shield this Rock Slide when it comes through. And let's just see if we can take down this Togekiss in the back with Dragon Claws. Now, of course, I will be purchasing a second move closer to when the Premier Cup starts, and I want to get Hurricane or something like that on my Dragonite simply for this matchup here. You will see this matchup quite a bit. It's Dragonite versus Togekiss, and look at this. These Dragon Claws, probably the best move for Dragonite in PvP. Does absolutely nothing. So a Hurricane would probably give us a winning shot in this game, but unfortunately we only have the one move, and down goes this Dragonite. So now it's 2-all, I think, 2 each, and we're going into the 5th battle here. This cup for me seems like a lot of fun, and some of the people I talked to about it so far also think it's pretty fun, so I might make another couple of videos on this. I know I haven't uploaded recently. I was kind of busy, and as well as that, there wasn't an awful lot for me to do. So into this final game, it's 2 apiece. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure Magnezone wins this matchup, but that's definitely when Tyranitar has a rock type quick move. So I charge up energy. I'm trying to catch a charge move, it doesn't happen, and yeah, at this point I'm like, okay, at least we know that the Togekiss is here locked in against our Magnezone. So I go for the Rock Slides, and I'm expecting the shield. It comes up. Maybe I could have went Cross Chop that time and farmed down. Let's just see here. It would have been close either way, so maybe it was the correct decision, but at least we have Togekiss to beat the Tyranitar, and as well as that, we have the Magnezone with 2 wild charges ready. So this wild charge will KO, no question asked. It does drop our defense by 2 stages, but it's okay because we can get to another one for sure. And I'm assuming this one takes a shield. If not, we'll put the Tyranitar low. I don't know if it KOs from this range, but the shield comes up and we just get straight farm down with the double defense drop. So yeah, a little bit of lag there, but nothing major. So now we have 2 shields and a dream. I'm like, for some reason I think this could be like a Stone Edge and a shield, but it must only have Crunch or something, that Tyranitar. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Tyranitar. Definitely a spicy enough pick because of how many weaknesses it has in this type of meta, but still a beast at the end of the day. And yeah, this is what I was hoping for. The Machamp that wrecked me so many times is in the back, and we do have a shield. So I'm going to shield this Rock Slide, and that is going to be GG's to our opponent. Thanks Anna for the battles, and if anybody else wants to battle me in this format or any format, just hit me up, as I always say on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Thank you and goodbye.